Alright guys, in this video we're going to service the variator pulley assembly. These right here are sheath pulleys. Now, in order to get to this point, whether you want to remove the transmission or disassemble it, I'm going to put a link in the descriptions below to show you how to. Now this is from a 2011 Jeep Patriot. So in the description below I'm going to put a link on how to remove the transmission and then how to disassemble it. Alright guys, now I know a lot of people out there want you to get some special tools, some $200 tools to do this job. I'm going to show you that you don't need to do that. Now what I need you to get is get you a set of metal. These are stainless steel tie straps. You may not need them, but as added security I would definitely recommend them. They're pretty cheap. Then you want to go out and get you a set of 3-jaw pulley pullers, whatever you want to call them. The main ones you need is an 8-inch and a 6-inch. Make sure this one is, yep, this is the 6-inch. Now, pay close attention, because you can set these up in different kind of ways. So pay close attention to how I have that set up. Now, you got the 2 holes right here. On this one is a short distance from the hole to the hook. And on this one, this side, there's a long distance from the hole to the hook. So you make sure you hook it up just like I got it there. Now that's for the 8-inch. On the 6-inch, it's opposite. You want to hook up the little end, the short end, short distance is going to be at the bottom, and the long end is up here. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is remove this nut on top of here. Now, depending on which CVT transmission you're doing, this nut is going to be a different size. There's 43mm, 48mm. Mine just happen to be a 40mm. Now, pay close attention about this. If you notice, you see how that's indented right there into that groove? That's so this nut does not come loose. You definitely want to make sure you put that back just like that. Now, the reason why I'm showing you that because a lot of guys on these other videos are removing this nut without opening back up, and they take a chance of damaging that. And if that's damaged and it just happens to be in the same spot when you tighten it back up, it can loosen up. It won't hold into place. So what I like to do is take me a chisel like this. It's small on the ends right there, and what I'll do is put it right in the groove right there. Take a hammer and open that up. Just enough so I can take that off.
But can you show me that one more time?
Oh.
Okay.
Don't try to go all the way down unless you got a real small screwdriver, but a screwdriver is not going to really bend that into place. Alright, so then you're going to grab your impact, grab your socket, and remove the nut. Okay? Clean all this up. Guys, I'll tell you right now, clean up everything. You do not want any kind of metal particles or anything inside this transmission when you go to put it back together. So you make sure everything is clean. There's a lot of metal flakes around here. Clean that up. Gonna spray this with carburetor cleaner and put that to the side. Alright, the next thing we're gonna do is remove the gear and our bearing. Now check this out, guys. If you want to know whether your bearing is good, what you do is right now spin it. If you hear like a brrr, that bearing is bad. You hear any kind of metal up against metal, it's bad. It should be quiet. Nothing at all. So that bearing is good. So what you're going to do now is grab your 6-inch pulley, which you got already set up, like I told you to set it up. So don't be writing down and tell them how you set the pulley up. Somebody's going to do it because they're going to be smart. So what you're going to do, this center part right there, that's going to go right in the center here. Just like that. Bring the hooks down to go hook up around there. Now, again, you don't need these, but as added security, what you want to do is take you one of the metal tie straps. You're going to bring it through these holes right here. And bring it all the way around through all three of them. And then bring it close. And as you can see, guys, what this does, it keeps the jaws from opening up. Now, these tie straps are meant to be just like that by hand. Or if you want, you can get you a tool and you can tighten it up even more. As you can see, there's still like a little bit, but just like that. Then make sure here. So this is why I like using the tool. See, the tool will go just like that. And as I do that, it tightens it up. And I can cut it if I want, but man, what the heck, man. Okay, that's good. Now I could have cut it, but I'm not going to cut it. Alright, make sure it's all even around. And then tighten up the nut. It's going to pick up on the jaws. Mine is an 11/16 or an 18mm, probably. Must be an 18mm, dang it. I gotta get an 18mm. So let me go get an 18mm and we're gonna start tightening this down and picking this up. Alright guys, now I got the right socket. And I'm gonna be tightening. Now guys, when you're doing this, pay very close attention to this part of the pulley right here. This section right here. As I'm pulling this up, that section right there better not be coming up, because that is pressed on and holding down a big spring down here. So if that's coming up, that means something ain't right. This thing is damaged. So it's a good idea probably to have a person hold this while you're tightening it down, but I'm doing it by myself. Civi's recording, so that's where these straps come in handy, because they hold it in place, and that's all I have to do. You just keep on. There we go. Now I refuse to use an air gun. Okay, it's not moving, that's good, but as you can see right inside here, you can see the gear coming up. You want me to turn it a little bit? Dang it, this thing. Oh, you know what, let me go right here.
What in the world?
There, oh, ready? Because I can't get leverage up there.
Okay.
See it moving? Not really.
Well, I can see that there's a smaller gap.
Well, it's getting easier now, so I can probably pick it up right here. Alright. So let's keep on going till we get that up. Alright guys. Okay, it came off. Let's get our snips and cut this wire. We'll need this more. Okay, once you get it off, you got your gear. Make sure, now you notice the top is flat and the bottom got a little lip on it. Make sure it goes back that way. But let's go set that right over here into the party line. Sylvie didn't look at the party line. The party line. Over here, Sylvie.
Okay, I got it.
Alright. The next is take up our bearing. Now be careful, guys. Your bearing goes like this. There is a washer right here. So set the washer down and let's set.
Why can't you put it together?
The bearing. Now I want to make sure that I.
So you don't.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything.
I'd be like, where'd this go?
Well, then you're not astral. But anyway, all right. Let's move on. All right, guys. This part can be very dangerous. We got right now. We're going to be removing this snap ring inside of here, and we're going to be removing this balance piston. But if the pulley right here is compromised, there's a big spring in there, 400 foot-pounds. If it's compromised, there's some damage to it, this thing will pop loose, and there is a lot of pressure. So what I want you to do first is take the nut, put the nut back up there. Now this snap ring, this piece of paper right here. This snap ring, well, that's not really a circle, but it's made like this. So there's a little opening right on each side that you can use. Actually, it's going to be the opposite way. Actually, it's going to be in like that. But there's an opening where you can get your screwdriver in and start prying this out. Now, as you can see, you can't really see it right there, but get your screwdriver and see if I can pry it out. Get you a good screwdriver, because a cheap one just ain't gonna work. And it's good to have a second screwdriver and somebody that can hold this down, or in a vise or something. So what I'm gonna do is try to get that screwdriver, got it out a little bit. And what I'm gonna try to do is get my screw. Nope. That's gonna suck. I should have started off with the big one. There we go. Let's get a little screw little one in there and start that. Dang it. We're just going to start walking this clip around. I'm picking up on it at the same time, getting it out of its groove. There's a groove going on around there. Again, be careful, guys, because I really should be showing you how to hold this with your finger and all, just in case that thing pop up. So if you want, get you a pair of pliers, so that way keep your fingers out of the way. Right here to the last part, and it's out. Alright, let's put this down to the side. Alright, now your balance piston here, yeah, it's stuck in there. So you can get some. I'm using the wooden part of this hammer, and take that right up, just like that. And that's good. Everything there is staying together. That is great. set.
So once you see that it's all in staying like that, there's no chance of it popping.
Right, you're pretty much
You're
safe about.
Okay.
Right?
Unless you drop it.
I don't want to. Yeah, guys. Again, it's pressed on. This right here is pressed on, so it would have came off right now. But anything can happen. So you just want to keep this nut up here because this thing will just shoot right up and it'll go bam right up against that nut. So you don't want to have your fingers in there, or you will lose your fingers. So let's move on, and now we're going to press this out. Alright guys, this is where your 8-inch 3-jaw puller comes in. Now let me explain to you what's going on. This part of the pulley right here, this sheath part right here, this can actually slide up and down. There's a spring inside here. This part is actually pressed on to the shaft. Then there's the big spring that pushes up against that. Fluid pressure fills up in there and causes that to move back and forth. So this is the part where it gets kind of scary. So take your 3-jaw puller. Make sure your nut is on. Hook it around and hook it up to the outside of the sheath, just like that. Get your metal tie strap, and let's make sure this is going around. And this is to hold them jaws into place. Good. Let's put a little tension on that. Okay. Now again, you don't have to get the tool to do it. I just like to do this because I want to make sure that I am getting a good fit. Make sure it tight fit. Alright. Now as we start tightening this up, this is going to pick up. Now what I want you to do to protect it, this thing's going to shoot up. To protect it, get your rag. Just put around it, around that cover. Just like that. And again, this is where, if you have 2 people doing this, keep your fingers from inside of that jaw, because that thing's going to snap up, guys. I'm telling you, it's just going to go bam. So as we got it, now watch what happens, guys. This is how this works. Now as I tighten this up, watch how this pulley starts coming up. Let me use my ratchet so you can see it better. See it picking up? Okay. Now, what's happening is that pulley is pulling up against that spring and up against that outside cover. It's going to get to a point where it's going to stop. It's not pressing up right now. The tool ain't doing nothing now. So we keep going. Everything is good. Everything is good. Got fluid coming out of there. Let me get a rag. Yeah. Alright. Let me get some of this stand on now. Come on, it's not much.
You still got fluid right there.
Alright. I can still feel I'm going up against the spring. actually, it came up. That's what I'm talking about. As you see that, guys? That nut stopped it from coming up. So, loosen up. Because you got, once it did that, you good to go. Take that loose. Cut your band. Okay. Take off your jaw puller. Take your rag off. Take your nut off now. Put your nut back in the party line where it's supposed to be. First thing. Now you have the part that's pressed on. Look at that spring, guys. That's what's that pressure that's coming out of it. That's the pressure you're working with, man. You gotta, I mean, that's
almost like a suspension spring.
Heck yeah, there's a smaller version.
Yeah.
All right, so what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna leave it right here, guys, because what I'm gonna do is make some room over here so we can set our party line up better. All right. Alright guys, next we're going to do is, there's a lot of fluid in here. So what I did was took a transmission, or you can take a, this is the transmission bottle, fluid bottle, antifreeze or whatever. Cut the top off. Drain all that fluid out of there. That is not supposed to be that color, by the way. It's not supposed to be red either. Blue, green, some purple. Alright, now you gotta be careful here, guys, because I'm keeping these together right now because what I'm going to show you is you're going to have 6 slots around this thing. There's 2. There's another 2. And there's another 2. Now on these, on the little slots, there's actually ball bearings in there, 2 of them. 2 of them here, here, and here. So 6 altogether. So, because what we're going to do now is take this part of the sheave pulley off, and it'll just slide right up. Perfect slide. But as you take it up, when you get to a certain point, the ball bearings are going to all fall out. So, now we got new ones. You definitely want to get a kit because a constant up and down. The constant going up and down, it can wear these ball bearings out on one side. So we're getting new ones. But in case you're not, you're going to just... Okay. Oops. So let's say, make sure we got all 6. Or actually, is there, no, there might be 3 on each one. Or even more. I don't know. Just whatever you do, make sure you, just like I said, some transmissions there's 6, some there's just more. This one has, and I think I dropped one around here. Here it is. So it's got to be you know, divided by 3. That's what you're looking at. So we got 1, 2, 3. So this one has 4. Is it? Wait a minute. And this is bogus. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. And I got 1. That means am I missing 2 more? Let's look around here. Oh, there they go. Right there. So you gotta look for them, guys. The number is divisible by 3. So we got 4 on each channel. This is good, guys.
5 in 1.
Huh?
You have 5 in 1.
There we go. 4 in each. Alright, listen. Inspect everything. Make sure nothing is scorn. Especially on the sheave sides of the pulleys. Make sure that is nice and smooth. If it's damaged, replace it because it will damage that push belt. And this looks really, really good. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Alright guys, the next thing you want to do is you're going to take a screwdriver. Now there is a snap ring inside of here. So what you want to do is take your screwdriver, little square screwdriver, and just get that snap ring out of there. And this snap ring is what's holding them balls in there. Bam, just like that. Set that down to the side. Now the next thing you want to do, guys, is we're going to clean all these parts up. Get all that dirt and grime out of there. Again, make sure you get you a kit that has all the bearings in there and all, because guys, you got this whole transmission out, you got it all broken down to, and the last thing you need is for one of these bearings to be bad and you don't see it, and you put it back together and it destroys this whole transmission. Also, over here on this piston right here, this is very important, guys. This is, I'm going to reference this, I'm going to reference an engine on this. Engine has piston rings. If the piston ring go bad, you're going to lose compression, lose pressure, get a bad misfire. This has a compression, a ring, sealing ring on the inside. Let me see if there's an opening somewhere. What the heck, man? What opening at? There's gonna be a. Get this thing. There we go, right there. See that opening in that ring? Take that off. And that is your piston ring. And I want you to pay attention and look how it locks into place. So you can put that back together. It goes together just like that. Set that down. Make sure your kit has a new one. If you don't, you're going to lose pressure. We don't know what happened to this transmission. The only thing we know, as you can see, as you saw in the video, the push belt was destroyed. So what's weird is that the pulleys are in really good condition. I don't know why, but it could be the ring had worn out, the fluid messed up. That's why they say every change of fluid every 30,000 miles in its CVTs. It might be a little bit different now. So we're gonna clean all that up, clean the groove out of there, clean all our parts up, and then we're gonna start putting this back together. All right, guys, we're ready now to reassemble our secondary pulley. Now, again, guys, you see how nice and clean. You want to make sure there is no dirt or nothing on that, okay? And also, okay, before we begin, I need you to get some. Now, it don't have to be this brand assembly goo. It's transmission lubricant to put assembly lube to put the transmission back together. It don't have to be this brand, but definitely make sure it's put mainly for transmissions. Now, even though if you guys got engine assembly lube, and you can say, well, Tim, that says engine assembly lube, but see, you got to watch out for these companies, because in the back, you can zoom in up here, it says recommended for engine transmission. You saw that? So even though it said that, guys, do not use this, especially in a CVT transmission, or you're going to mess it up. All this work is going to be for nothing. So put that to the side. Get you some mainly for transmissions. Alright, let's get set up. Alright, for this step, you're going to need you a C-clamp, a paper towel or rag, and your new check balls that should come in the kit that you got. It better come in there. Now, you can use what the C-clamp is. The C-clamp is going to grab onto this shaft right here. Now, you can use this by itself, but I don't like to damage this in any kind of way, so I take this, put it on there, and I want to tighten that up just to get that knot to move. Alright. You can just put it there just to hold it.
I don't think. Oh, just barely.
Yeah, just barely into place. Now, the next thing you want to do is grab this part of the pulley. Now, you're going to notice on this section right here, you're going to see a wide gap, and then right next to it, a smaller gap. And you're going to see that 3 times on all the way around. On this pulley we're about to install, and this sheave pulley right here we're about to install, you see these holes right there? There's going to be a hole right there. There's a hole right there. 3 holes. those holes, make sure it lines up with the big slot. Now putting it on, you don't have to worry about it because let me just hold on, guys. Let me get this open. Should have did this before you did it. Let me get this open. Alright, you want to take some lube, just put it, you don't have to put a lot, just around this part of the shaft right there. Okay, then take your sheave pulley and make sure the shiny part is facing down. Again, if this is damaged in any kind of way, or this one, replace it because it will damage that push belt.
I saw the whole thing, they run about $200 to $300.
So definitely, guys, don't take a chance in doing none of this if it's messed up. Alright, you want to slowly bring it down and it will slide down. Now this is where you're going to adjust your pulley. Let me get this down further. Is it? No, it's not. Oh, it's on the paper towel. Okay, yeah, make sure it's below that paper towel. Alright, now what you want to do is try to get it even right here on the top. Alright, and once it's even, then you see there's a, see that bigger opening there? That's the groove where the hole's at. Make sure one of the holes are lined up with that. Bring it down till it's even. Then tighten up on your C-clamp. Keep that into place. Alright, let's move on. Alright guys, next grab your check balls. Now in your pack you're going to have a bunch of check balls. You're going to have more than what's needed here. That's because the rest of them go someplace else. So don't discard them. Now what you want to do is make sure the holes are lined up. And you can see like these two right here. They're pretty much lined up. Take one of the check balls. Let me go around this way so you can see it. Put it right there into place and push down. Now each of them is 4. You put 4 in each one. 2, 3, and 4. Alright, let's get the other 2 done and we'll move on right on. Alright guys, we got one more to install. And install that right there. Now the next thing we get, oh guys, now you got your kit right here. Make sure that you have 6 left over. If you have less, you messed up. If you have more, you messed up. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do guys is loosen up the C-clamp, and you want to bring this sheave pulley up just to see that groove where our snap ring goes in. So you can actually, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, tighten that back up. You see the groove in there? The groove is right there on top.
Oh wait, you're on the other side?
Well, the groove is all the way around.
No, but your screwdriver. Oh, I see it.
Okay. Now guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our snap ring. Now, this snap ring goes on a particular way. If you look at the snap ring from this angle, you're going to see it goes around, then there's a little hump that comes up, and then go back down. You see that right there? Mm-hmm. You want to make sure that part is up, and on this pulley, there's an opening right here. You want to make sure that is lined up with that opening. So we're going to put that down. Make sure that it's gonna be. I'm starting off with one of the corners on them. Just make sure. Nope, that's still not lined up all the way. So go a little bit more.
So you just kind of have to squeeze it in there?
Yeah, or you can use a screwdriver, try to work it way around there.
A screwdriver?
So yeah, You see, I'm having a hard time here with this thing.
What kind of tool is that?
Okay. Get a little screwdriver and just push this down in there. Okay, got it in there. Now, if you if you're a little bit off, what you can do, guys, take your screwdriver, go on this side, or to the wherever the angle is. Take a hammer, and you can just tap that, and it'll move that ring and put it right into place. That is cool. Now what you could do is remove your C-clamp, and everything is right into place. Alright guys, the next thing you do is take your lubricating gel, and you want to lubricate inside this sheave pulley. Especially towards around the edge from we put our piston in, and that piston's pressed down into there, so you want to make sure nothing binds it up. Okay, set that to the side. Now the next thing you're going to do, you're going to have new sealing rings. There's going to be 4 of them, 2 big ones, 2 little ones. The 2 little ones, now first of all, let's take out our sealing ring over here. Here's our piston. Oh, next thing is put your spring on. Doesn't matter which side, just set your spring and set it down just like that. Take your piston, here's the old ring. Take the 4 rings out of your package, and you're going to notice, those are the big, that's a big one. You're going to have 2 big ones and 2 little ones. Here's your old one, it is a little one. Alright, so grab your 2 little ones. Next thing you're going to do is there's thicknesses. There's going to be 1 skinny and 1 thick. And what you can do is take your piston, and also on this piston, make sure the inside of that groove is cleaned out. Make sure there's no dirt or anything, or it'll mess up the seal. Now what you can do is take one of the rings, go opposite ways, and stick it into the groove. That one will not stick in there. This one does. That's perfect. Or what you can do is take your micrometer and you measure the thickness of the old one and the new one, one of the new ones, to get that measurement or as close as possible. So we got our new ring. Let's not mix these up. This is our old one. Let's throw this away. Let's put our other new ones back inside and get ready to install this. Alright guys, before you install your, this is very important because you can definitely damage this sealing ring. Now first of all, I want you to pay close attention to how's your background on that?
It's good.
This ring interlocks with each other, so just don't put it in there like whatever. They have to actually interlock with one another, just like that. Here's the top view, or whatever, one of the views, just like that. Now you notice this thing is like this. It's like it's going to come loose. So this is where your gel comes in at. Take your gel, put it around the edge of the pulley, and now don't when you put in gel on the sealing ring, don't like stretch the ring out. Just go along with the curve. You don't want it to straighten out, and you especially want to pay attention to putting some right where the rings meet, because that's going to help that stay together while installing. Alright, let's Let's see. You can do a little test fit here, and you see how it pretty much holds together. Well, it kind of hold together. Put a little more, but that's why I put some inside the ring, the gap, the groove as well. That's going to help that stay together, because you definitely don't want that thing coming apart when you go to press everything in there. Alright, take your new sealing ring, put it around, make sure it's in the grooves. You want to make sure those grooves line together. Make sure everything come together just like that. And as you can see, everything stayed right into place. Guys, I mean, keep putting it up there if you want. I mean, but I mean, put more if you want. Just make sure that thing stays in there. Now, on this sheath pulley right here, there is a little like a indentation, like right on the edge, to help that ring go in there. But it's very small. Alright, now that you got that, set that on the top, just like that. Then let me just get over here for a second. Take the nut, put the nut down all the way till it stops. Alright guys, the next thing I want you to do, take your balance shaft piston, put that right on top, then take the snap ring and just set it up there. Now guys, here's a little trick, because this got to go on a press now. So what I want you to do is take a measuring tape and you measure from the bottom up to the top. So I'm looking at about 10 to 10.5 inches. Now what you want to do is set your press up now. Now also, that's right. Now you're going to be pressing this down. So what you're going to do is get you about a 2-inch pipe, about a minimum of 5 inches in length. I'm going to use PVC, a 2-inch PVC. This is, even though it's got an angle, I'm not worried about that. I'm just going to worry about a PVC. Put that up there, because that's what you're going to use to press down. So now, take that measurement from there. So now I'm looking at about 14, just about 14 inches. So you want to make sure that your press is set up to accept a minimum of 14. Go about 15, because the thing does come down enough. Alright, so let's get our press set up and bring this over to the press. Alright guys, I found a better piece of actual 2-inch PVC pipe instead of that other thing that might give, and that fits perfect up there. A little crooked. Let me see if I go the other way. Yeah, that's better. I'm gonna do it like that. And also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take our balance piston off with the ring. I'm gonna set this on. I'm gonna press this down first, because taking that thing off, man, we had to like get a hammer and hit it until it came up. And then I noticed, dang it, I noticed in this pulley there is a little lip. There's a little lip right there.
Can you bring your screwdriver out a little bit? I'm like, that shaft gets in my way. Thank you.
Right there. It sets right into there. So it must. You know what? It must be a tight fit in there. So we're gonna press this down first, and then we can put that on. Tap it around with a hammer. I mean, this is gonna be pressed down. We'll leave the nut on it while we're doing it, just in case. So let's get that, and then I'll meet you over at the press. Alright, what we're going to do is set a rag down here to protect it. Let's set our pulley up here. Make sure your sealing ring everything is in place. Get our PVC pipe, put it on it. Let me bring this up a little bit. Okay. I want to try to set this even in between there. Okay, that's about good. Alright, set us another plate right on top. Now, it's important, guys, this thing moves back and forth. So when while we're pressing it down, we got to make sure that it's going in there evenly. So, let's... Stop right about there. Now I can tell right now that, yeah, I might have to hold that right there a little bit. No. I'm going crooked. Let's take that up. Okay, and you want to make sure you press that down till it's nice and tight. Alright, what I'm going to do here, because this is got it off-centered right here, so now that I know I got it even, what I'm going to do is let it back up. Now even out on this pipe again, and I want to go down again. Now it's not going to go, you're going to know what's stopped, guys. Alright, that is great. Let's loosen this up and let's bring. Now you ain't gotta, guys. Okay, check this out now. Taking this off now. That thing is pressed on. It will not come back up. But just in case it does, that's why you got the nut there. If they come up, it's gonna be a loud noise. Now the manual, and a lot of people will tell you to put your balance shaft pulley on top with the snap ring, press down, and do that. But guys, don't do that because sometimes it does not work. That snap ring will not go into place. Alright, so definitely do it this way. Alright, let's get this onto the bench. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is put our pulley on top. Take a hammer. I'm going to hammer that down a little bit. Now, if you try to put your ring in, your ring is not going to go in. Now what you need to do now, this pulley is, well, the other one is pressed down onto the shaft right here. Now this sheave pulley right here, what you're going to do is actually put our 3-jaw puller back on it, and you're going to pick it up just a little bit. And when you pick it up, you're going to actually pick it up wherever you can see. You're going to pick the pulley up, so it's going to give you enough space to set your snap ring in. So you want to set it like that, knock that down, put that on it, get your 3-jaw puller, install it. As just like I told you before, as added security, get you a metal tie strap. Bring it through the holes. And again, this is to keep them jaws from sliding out. Alright. I'm not going to use the tool on this to tighten it up. That's good. Alright. Now, I'm going to bring this in. Tighten this up. Now watch what happens to the sheave pulley. It actually picked up. You can't really tell because there we go. If I knock that down, see that going down? That will give you enough room to take your snap ring and put it into place. Now once you got your snap ring into place, take your little punch, go around, make sure that it's in. See right there, it wasn't in all the way. Make sure it's in all the way before you release it. Alright, once you got that into place, you can now loosen up your pulley, and that is it. Perfect job, guys. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Alright guys, take the nut off. Next you're going to get your bearing. Now there'll be two sides to your bearing. You see this side right here? It's got a big opening right there, small space between there. Then the other side got a wider space, and like that. The bearing is going to go with this side facing down. So you put that on like that, and just set that right into place. The next thing to do is put your shim down next. Install that. The next thing you're going to do is put your gear on. Now there's a little lip on this side of the gear, and this side is flat. You want to make sure that the part that got that little lip on it is facing down. So facing down like that. Okay. Put your nut on it. This nut is just going to keep everything even. Alright. Now what we're going to do is get ready to press this on. Alright guys, got my 2-inch PVC. I had to cut it a little bit because I wasn't going to reset the thing. This would have been too long. Set it up right there in the gear. Make sure this nut is down there enough. Alright, set it right there. Let's get our metal plate put on top. And what I'm going to do here is get another piece, take up a little clearance so I ain't got to go down a lot. And you're going to be pressing the bearing and everything down to the bottom. Okay, that's it. And right up under here, as long as you don't see no space between this part of this, because the shaft goes up and then it goes in. As long as you don't see no space between there, then you know you're down enough. Okay. So we good then? We don't see nothing in there? No. No. Okay, just a little bit more for extra. Surety. Alright, let's loosen this up. We're not done yet, guys. Alright, let's go bring this back over to the bench. Alright guys, we're in the home stretch. Now we're going to tighten up that nut. Okay, now this is perfect lined up. Remember, right here in the beginning, in the beginning of this, you see the indentation in the shaft right there? And we had opened that up. Now we got to knock that back into place, because you definitely don't want this nut, because this thing is constantly spinning, so you don't want it to come out. So what we're going to do is lay the pulley down like this. Get our punch. Just knock it right into place so it will not spin. spin out of there. And that is done. Alright, now this was a rebuild of the secondary pulley. The next video on this CVT transmission is the rebuilding the primary pulley, which is a whole lot easier.